Thanks for joining me. I'm Krissy Vann. We're actually in storm watch for pretty much across the country where we have watches and warnings. Of course, all that active weather through the west, frigid conditions in the prairies extending into Ontario where the lake effect machine has ramped up. And then we have the system pushing out of Atlantic Canada, but still some messy patches to get through. Let's start off though through the west where you can see all this white here, including Kamloops. These are your snowfall totals where we're looking at 25 to 40 centimeters. The snow extends through the foothills of Alberta through Tuesday, where Calgary you could pick up 10 to 25 centimeters of snow. So a snowmaker for you in Edmonton, though, you'll be in the clear. Interestingly enough, Vancouver earlier on Sunday was included in a winter storm warning, but temperatures have stayed mild enough that you are looking at just a rain event, but some significant rainfall through areas like Tofino, 60 to 90 plus millimeters. So that is quite the soaking for you. You're going to be dealing with this wet and wintry mix through Monday into your Tuesday, where finally that precipitation is going to start to edge off. In through the prairies, though, where extreme cold is your story. Through Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, right into Ontario, we are dealing with wind chills getting into the minus 40s for some, the minus 50s for others. And that's why these extreme cold warnings are issued, because with wind chills of that nature, you'll be dealing with conditions where frostbite becomes a major concern for you. And that's why we have these issued, especially right in time for kids going back to school, for example, tomorrow. You're heading back to work. Not a nice situation setting up. Minus 28 in Saskatoon to start your Monday morning, not including that wind chill. Heading through Winnipeg as well, minus 31, feeling like the minus 40s when we factor in that wind chill. We travel now to Waterloo, Ontario, where sound is something that you haven't been enjoying today, I'm sure, because we had the messy system all weekend long and the northwesterly winds over the warmer waters. It's caused really difficult travel conditions through the snowbelt regions like Georgian Bay, shores of Huron, even the shores of Superior, picking up that significant snowfall. And through parts of the GTA, yes, you've been in the lighter accumulations, but we all know it just takes a little bit to make for tricky travels. We join Kasia Badurka now in Stratford. Thanks for that, Kasia. And see, it's always good to have that refreshing perspective. The true Canadians there loving the cold. I hope so, because extreme cold warnings, as I say, through northern Ontario right into Quebec, and that Arctic chill is going to be lingering around. Monday morning starting off at minus 9 in the city of Toronto, further north like North Bay, minus 24. That's just starting things off, and I hate to say it, temperatures aren't going to be edging much above that through the day. Into Atlantic Canada, we have the system pushing out of the maritime provinces, but still going to be quite messy through Newfoundland, where we're seeing snow and rain for some persisting, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow for areas like the Avalon Peninsula, and then as you can see, less than 5 centimeters for southwestern Nova Scotia. You're really in a mainly rain event for the overnight, but CFX snow possible through the day tomorrow. Keep it here. We'll have continuing storm watch coverage with an active day from coast to coast. Winter. You either love the snow and hate the cold, or love the cold and hate the snow. I'm really that latter half, unless you start to get into this type of cold that we're seeing through the prairies. Really, anywhere from Alberta, Saskatchewan, through Manitoba, right into northern Ontario, we now have extreme cold warnings in place. And that means dangerous wind chills. Some of you seeing wind chill values in the negative 40s, like Winnipeg, Saskatoon, feeling like minus 35 for your Monday morning. And unfortunately, that means just in time for the kids to return to school. These wind chills extend right through the west. I mean, even Prince George feeling like minus 27. Really, only areas like Vancouver are going to see temperatures above seasonal this week, but that's after you're dealing with this messy system. This is in Abbotsford where it's going to make a mess. It already has on the roads, particularly through the mountain passes. Let's talk about the cold though here, and you can see this Arctic air flooding across the country. And if you recall from our winter outlook here at the Weather Network, we warned you of just this. I mean, through December, we started it off in a more mild pattern, but now the pattern has changed just in time for the new year, new pattern. And some of you may not be too thrilled. Looking at some of the tweets I've been receiving, not so much. Looking at your Monday morning as we travel into Ontario, I mentioned some extreme cold warnings there as well. Kapuskasing, you're going to be feeling like minus 44. These are the types of temperatures where you avoid that extra time outdoors. You make sure that all your extremities are covered because it is dangerous. As you can see, those cold warnings continue to pop up, and we'll be looking at them lingering for some time. Not the only story, though, in Waterloo, Ontario. That's what I noticed even on my drive on some of the major Ontario thoroughfares, that you can see the shine on the ground, and that's because we've had all this precipitation and now temperatures plummeting. Add to that as well some gustier winds, as you can see along the shorelines, between 40 and 60 kilometers per hour as we head through the overnight. And they're coming from the northwest, and that's ramped up the lake effect snow machine. Look at this, though. This was this afternoon on Sunday, where to the north we were getting into those really cold wind chills, and then Toronto sitting at 4 degrees. Hope you enjoyed that, because you are saying farewell to those mild temperatures as we head through the overnight. Same goes for areas like Halifax Monday morning. You're sitting at 5, but as we head through the week, your temps going down. Further north, though, we are looking at those colder wind chills making their way in. Checking out things for our friends in Nova Scotia. I'm starting to ease off through the overnight. Heavy rains for Nova Scotia. We are looking at strong winds. I mean, any of that pink, that's 60 kilometers per hour and above. So we have wreck house wind warnings in place through the overnight tonight. And then in the Avalon Peninsula, through the day tomorrow, we could see those wind gusts exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. With the snow that you've been seeing in parts of Newfoundland, blowing snow is going to be cause for concern. But this week, here's the pattern change. That frigid Arctic air is going to be lingering around to stay. And as I mentioned, places like Vancouver, you're pretty much the only places in the entire country that are going to be seeing temperatures above seasonal all week long. Coming up, we'll have continuing storm watch coverage from coast to coast.